Alright, welcome back. So, we're going to continue playing today. Unfortunately, what we're not going to do is do the Dragonfall meta event because there's only one. Excuse me. I guess I am in a crowded bar here, right? Are you just going to walk into me like that? This is a cool bar, by the way. This is why I decided to start out here because that's like cool. I just wish I had picked a spot where I wasn't constantly getting walked on by a citizen. Um, Yeah, only one Dragonfall instance that's like active right now, and they just finished the meta event while I was chatting with people on an airship. So I am going to circle around and get that another time. Might even do it later this evening. Take a break and then just record it without streaming or whatever. But I want to continue moving forward, and we're going to go ahead and jump into Icebrood Saga, right? So what happens now that Kralkatorrik is defeated? Now, because the game rolled right into the next chapter of Living World, which was Icebrood Saga, we already got a message from Ritlock saying, hey, there's going to be a big Char celebration up in the Char homelands to celebrate the defeat of Kralkatorrik. Because, I've talked a couple times how each of the 5 known dragons was kind of focused against one of the races, right? So, like, Primordus was focused against the Asura, Jormag was focused against the Norn, so on and so forth. And it was the Char in particular who had beef with Kralkatorrik. So the Char have reason to celebrate. There's going to be a celebration. We are invited. Ritlock has been mandated to be there. The helicopter to that celebration is going to take off from here in the Black Citadel, which is the Char kind of home city, so to speak, right? So this is Divinity's Reach for Char. And oop, that's them talking now.
4 Char legions, hundreds of barrels of ale, and Commander.
Oh, we lost the rest of Bram's talking.
Vangar invited the whole pack, didn't he?
Kaz and Jory are on the way. Otherwise,
Tiny's working on her treatise, The Elder Dragons Reconsidered. She insisted I should go live a little. To be clear, I'm attending only for the chance to study the local fauna. I will not be participating in any revelry.
hey, my invite promised a party so legendary we'd be remembered in song without even having to die.
How do you say no to that?
Kaz, Jory,
Long time no see, Commander. Thought you might turn up.
we heard Imperator Ruinbringer offered amnesty to the Flame Legion. I wanted to see it with my own eyes.
Who doesn't like a goodwill mission?
And let's get going. We won't want to miss whatever kickoff spectacle the old man's got planned.
All right, we're going to do that. But first, we also got a letter, right? We got an that's not letters. We did get a specific invitation from Bangar Runebringer ourselves. Commander, first, sincerest congratulations on bringing down Kralkatorrik. 3 Elder Dragons and a God. Very impressive. That merits contemplation. Yes, you should contemplate my sheer awesomeness. Thank you, Bangar, for that. Which brings me to my second point. Tyria is changing. I find myself wondering about the shape of this new world and what the future holds for the Char. So I've invited my fellow Imperators, along with their best and brightest, to our homelands for a grand convocation. A celebration of who the Char are and who we might become. I've even brokered a ceasefire with remnants of flame, believe it or not. So this is one of like the really big shifts in Char culture that's taking place within Icebrood Saga. Icebrood Saga is really centered around Norn and Char, which is nice because the Norn don't get enough love and the Char are always like a welcome culture to take a look at, right? I've also extended an invitation to some of our allies, and it should come as no surprise that you and your guild are at the top of that list. It would be my privilege to host a champion of your renown. After all, who can say they have an Elder Dragon at their command? I don't. So that sentence right there, who can say they have an Elder Dragon at their command? Right now, this is just a line in this letter, but it's actually going to be very important as we move forward in Icebrood Saga. That concept, Bangar believing that Arena is at our command, is going to be hugely important for Icebrood Saga. I look forward to meeting you in the flesh. You'll find a chopper waiting at the Black Citadel. Yours sincerely, Bangar. He's the Imperator of the Blood Legion. Cool. Casimir, you have something to say before we leave?
It's been a while.
Alona was hard. Kralkatorrik left a lot of misery behind. If you've lost the thing you lean on, that much ugliness is...
It changes you. But we're working through it.
If you say so.
Look, enough gloom and doom. It really is good to see you all. I mean, Bram has hair again.
I have hair again.
Let's collect on some well-earned R&R.
All right, let's do it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Kaz actually looks different here. That armor's pretty slick, but I think, did they change like her hair or something since the last one too? I think so. So she's got a different look. And of course, we're meant to kind of understand that like Marjorie and Kaz are their relationship is developing and maturing, and they're working through stuff or whatever. Good for you. Let me know how all that works out. In the meantime, headed to the Char homelands. We're gonna get us a good, healthy dose on this map of like how the Char party, and it's fun. This is one of my favorite maps.
Stone. You and your guests are to wait here for your escort. Orders from Tribune Stoneglow.
Who's our escort?
Tribune Stoneglow.
Oh,
Brimstone.
surprised?
No, I'm the one who told him to invite you. But what are you thinking, bringing that creature here with you?
You mean Bram?
The Elder Dragon. One of our scouts spotted it doing something to the old brand scars just south of here. What are its orders?
Aurene doesn't take orders from us. As for the brand scars, we believe she's purifying them, for lack of a better word.
The process is entirely benevolent.
Bottom line, there's nothing to worry about. You got my word on that, Kree.
We'll table it for now. Come on, you're late for the opening ceremony, and Bangar won't start without you.
I could use a drink. Catch up later.
You're gonna miss the start of the party.
Yes, I am. Blood, teeth, guts. Very Char. Or so I've heard.
Ah, Marjorie.
I think I'm going to go track down my research crew, make sure they're properly oriented.
Gorek. All right. So we get a couple things here right from the get-go. Like I was saying, I love this map. And in fact, I love this Living World
I take it
chapter.
things are a
I really
little
do.
tense around here.
If by tense you mean balanced on the head of a pin, I'm up to my horns in imperators, refugees, cubs, your people, 4 legions.
Sounds more like a political summit than a celebration.
That's by design. Not that killing Kralkatorrik isn't a pretty damn good reason to celebrate.
I assume they're going to keep talking all the way down. I actually have a lot I want to say, but
We
I'm going to
kinda
have to wait a
blew through
second.
Introductions back there.
Bram Arison of Kragstead and the Pact Commander. I've got dossiers on all of you.
And this is Tribune Krisha Stoneglow, Bangar's head of security. We're,
Old friends.
very.
We'll learn a lot more about that going forward. And it's fun. It's a nice touch.
So, how is he?
Bangar's still Bangar, for whatever that's worth to you.
Wasn't talking about Bangar.
Oh. Well, you'll see for yourself.
I like Krisha. I really like this particular chapter. Quite a lot.
These are the strongest and bravest of all the legions. The very best of us.
Flame too, huh? Bangar's letter took all the credit for that. But I recognize your handiwork when I see it.
Follow me. You have reserved seats. He won't want you to miss anything.
All right. So one of the things I would like to note before dialogue resumes again is Icebrood Saga has some real strengths and real weaknesses. They did some really good things in Icebrood Saga. There were some things that were just really lacking and mediocre. Overall, though, I do like it better than Season 3 or Season 4. One of the things they do good is like this chapter, which is not even treated as part of the story. It's the prologue to Icebrood Saga. Shows what they could potentially do with these mini expansions in terms of being really fun, really engaging, interesting stuff without having to be this giant, crazy, sweeping thing.
Our honored guests have finally arrived. And with Tribune Brimstone in tow. Here we go. Now that we're all here, brothers and sisters of the legions, let Tyria hear you. Yes, an enemy of the Char is I've never seen such fearsome promise as I do now. Today, if I weren't Bangar Ruinbringer, I would tremble. It's time to celebrate our ferocity, our fury, and the future we'll carve out. Together. Today, we are nasty. Is that one of mine?
Who said that?
Me again.
Oh, one of his would be over here.
What's a celebration without a little bloodshed? Behold, the lost branded, bastard offspring of Kralkatorrik. Here to slay the beast in gladiatorial combat. Our newest century. One of Blood Legion's best and brightest. Ryland Steelcatcher. It's... you got big.
Cubs do that, especially when you're not watching.
You know him?
Yeah, I know him. He's... who's ready for some violence? What is that, a devourer? 3-on-1? Not much of a challenge.
It's not about challenge, it's about catharsis. He's good, isn't he?
He's not bad. Outstanding, Steelcatcher. Will you earn that promotion? The stain of Kralkatorrik is wiped from Tyria forever. Never again will... Okay, what the hell is that? You ain't done yet, kiddo. Ooh, now that's a challenge for a couple char. Maybe even a bit too much.
You're right, but we can't upend the ceremony. We need the harpoons. We'll tie the creature down and let Ryland finish the job.
On it.
Assist only, Ritlock.
Come on, get on those harpoons.
Alright, so we got a job to do. Harpoons. So we have a number of figures here who are going to be like central figures as we move forward in Icebrood Saga, right? We got Krisha. We're going to learn more about her relationship with Ritlock and exactly what that old friend's... come on, man. What that old friend's relationship is. And their relationship with Ryland, who is another figure that we see here prominent within the story. He's actually down here somewhere right now. There he is, Ryland, right there. And then we got Bangar, so we'll learn more about what he's all about as well. So kind of a lot of the central figures to our story have already been presented here in like the first 30 minutes. Now there's some others, Javi and some others that are going to be important as we go forward as well. We'll get to them when the time is appropriate, but much of our cast for Icebrood Saga is actually already here now.
Steelcatcher, you ready? Ready! On my mark. 3, 2...
Oh no. Aurene.
How's that for spectacle, friends? Little surprise from the Pact Commander and yours truly to kick off the celebrations.
Bram, why are you right on top of me?
Fireworks. Big thanks to everyone who made it possible. Now then, there's mountains of food to eat and gallons of ale to drink. Let's get to it. Wasn't expecting that. Didn't think he was either. We'd better check in with Krisha.
Yeah, so like I was saying, we should have some time to chat now as long as we stay out of the green circle here. There's Krisha right down there. So, yes, Icebrood Saga does some good things, does some less good things. One of the things that I do... oh, look, we got all kinds of people we can talk to as well. We'll do that here in just a second. But the fact that this particular like map stands on its own so well, and this prologue leading into Icebrood Saga really also stands up nicely in some ways. It only really honestly only makes sense within the context of Icebrood Saga. Calling it a prologue was kind of a weird thing. I understand why they did it, but at the end of the day, it's the start of Icebrood Saga. but just the same, like it shows us what they can do, and really,
Another personal victory.
What are we after? Secrets, of course. Rules are no torture, no murder, no monetary compensation. Deal. Double points for Flame.
all right. Apparently, you get close enough, you trigger their dialogue. I didn't realize that. So, Icebrood Saga in many ways is basically they advertise Icebrood Saga basically the same way they're advertising these mini expansions. So it's gonna be really interesting to see because I think the mini expansions are gonna look a lot like Icebrood Saga in integrate many ways, and I'm concerned about aspects of that. I'm also optimistic about aspects of it.
Table scraps. What do you expect? At least Vanguard believes us when we say we want peace. To give us refuge. Sure. And the price he demanded was only our cubs. Better they be Blood Legion and alive than Flame Legion and dead.
So yeah, we'll talk more about that when we get out to the open world map and we see that in practice, right? But yes, basically, part of the price for the Flame Legion, being able to come to terms with the other legions and so forth, kind of come back into the fold, was that their cubs are educated in Ferrars with the rest of the legions.
What are you staring at? There's a ceasefire here. Nobody's gonna attack us straight out. I'd like a little extra fun of the after dark variety. You can tell a lot about what someone's into by the weapons they carry.
I swear that second voice is Bram's voice actor. I am like 99% sure of that after hearing that dialogue. All right, got a couple more folks to listen to, and then we'll talk to Krisha.
What'll they use it on next? Whatever or whoever they want. What's gonna stop them?
They don't like Arene. And who can blame them, really? Who do we got down here? We've heard from all the legions. Who is this?
How are we supposed to celebrate with an elder dragon terrorizing us? Ruinbringer said it was part of the show. Didn't feel like it. Felt like death swooping down from above.
Oh, suck it up, Buttercup. You'll be alright.
You know, champion, when I invited you here, I figured you'd come armed, as befits a military leader. Didn't think you'd point your heaviest artillery at us, though. Not very politic, is it?
Orene's not a weapon. She's taken a personal interest in repairing Kralkatorik's damage.
Your apology could use some work. Commander doesn't have anything to apologize for. Orene does what she wants. Ritlock. Still talking out of turn, huh? Sir. Sure was a sight, I'll give you that. I can appreciate why you'd keep it around.
Her.
Her? Ritlock, we'll talk later. Just the two of us. Try not to embarrass me out there.
Ah, man. So much hostility between these two. I enjoy it.
We've all lost people. Some of us, entire war bands. He's on edge. We're all on edge. 1,000 well-armed warriors with short tempers on edge.
She was trying to help.
Whether or not your dragon follows orders, you're still her representative here, Commander.
Char have never not had enemies. With Kralkator gone.
The best thing you can do is be seen. Show the legions you're not a threat.
I will.
I'll make the rounds too. See what I can do.
Okie dokie. I like that. There was more. So I'm a big believer in a lot of this stuff with like, don't tell me, show me.
Hey, Commander.
We'll let Bram talk.
Hell of a fight, right? You gotta meet this guy. Yeah. Good job, kid. You might want to watch how you drop your left, though. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Ryland promised to show me around this shindig. We're going drinking. Wanna come?
Maybe later, Bram. First, I need to smooth some ruffled fur.
You're such a diplomat. You're here as a member of Dragon's Watch, too. Don't forget it.
Another personal.
All right. Oh, look how fun! We got a reward track that features a dance move or some such thing. Okay, which is exactly what we got. All right. Yes. So what I was saying, show me, Don't tell me. So too often, one of arenet's weaknesses, because of the way they tell stories, is that they will literally have like a character say, "Oh, I'm not happy. I don't trust that person over there. I have a negative history with such and such." And whatever took place in their narrative team between season 4 and Icebrood Saga addressed a bit of that problem. And so here we see it. We see it with Krisha and Ritlock. We see it with Ritlock and Bangar. We see it between all these characters that are going to be major players in this story. They all show us through other dialogue that there's some sort of existing relationship there and kind of give us a little bit of an idea of what the nature of that relationship is. And that's so much better than literally having Ritlock say, you know, I have such and such feeling about this. All right, so now we're going to come up here and we're immediately going to jump into this event. Why are we going to come up here and immediately jump into this event? Because that's what we got to do to advance the story. So one thing that we do have here on this map is the old thing where we need to advance the green bar of doing things on the map. Man, did we get credit for that? Just barely. I've made my feelings clear about that in the past, that I am not horribly hung up on it because I understand the need for it. I understand that they kind of have to have that kind of thing like written in. So I'm not like super hung up on it. Are people coming down to fight this one first? Or are we fighting this one? Which one are we fighting, people? We're going to end up fighting both of them. We're only going to kill one each. Which is not true, because now that I landed some hits on that one. Oh, there's 2 more champs down here. That's why everyone's down here. There's 2 champs down here. Cool, cool. Come on, Axes. Let's get hits on both these guys. Oh, but it didn't advance our bar. Brutal. Brutal. I guess we did not quite participate enough for that to happen. Yes. So, like I was saying, I get it. They gotta. So that is one thing that's of note in this particular story chapter, and this particular map, is when it comes to actual story content, there's not a ton in this chapter. There's really not. But I think a fun, interesting map makes up for it. Because I do consider this a fun and interesting map. So, I just wish we got credit for this event so we could advance our low green bar. We're going to have to do some other stuff instead. What a buzzkill. And we did already loot this chest, right? We got it automatically? Alright. There are a handful of chests that, for whatever reason, auto loot or not, you have to manually loot. Like the Chat Gearing chest, for example, I believe. Not sure why that happens. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. It's a thing.
I could outrun a centaur.
Alright, let's find some events. Let's find some stuff to do. One of my favorite events is over in... Wait, over in this corner? Is this where it is? Yeah, it's like down here. I really think it's a super cool event. Let's see if it's going on. Maybe we'll get lucky. And that's one of the things that makes this map like really cool. There are several events in this map that are like really fun and interesting and use some really kind of goofy but cool mechanics that we don't really get like anywhere else in the game.
You've never had ale like mine.
There will be emptiness in your life.
Hey, souvenirs.
Come, shiny armor.
All this stuff definitely lends to the like, and the whole map has it. Yes, there's a story happening here, and there are all kinds of yes. Oh, we only got 2 minutes left in the event though. We're gonna have to hustle over there to. So this is a great event. Very well liked, I think, by most players. Definitely, I love it. It's very. Where's the platforms? Are they down here? Nope. I forgot where to board them when they're already in the air. Oh, I guess I should talk to the guy who has like the little thing on him. Huh? There we go. All right, nice. Draw weapon, and now we're gonna shoot at. So we got like this.
Personal victory.
Like our aim is fixed now, and we're gonna shoot at various targets here. Oh, I should add that one. We need to reload here before we run out of ammo. This is such a fun event. Really good. Like it quite a lot. I never said I was good at it, however. Oh, I gotta reload again. So one of the achievements that I still haven't got on my main account, particular to this map, is I don't know how these different targets are identified, but like I assume they each have like their own marker in some way, because there's an achievement for hitting every one of them at least once, and there are still a handful of like there's like 2 or something like that I've never hit on my main account. See, ballooning targets. There's a handful that I'm missing. All right, our green bar advanced though, so that's good. We can actually jump off this thing. We don't have to.
Prologue never said he had a son. He wouldn't. That's not how we do things here.
Graham? Graham, your comm is...
No. Let him. You know why they call me Harrison? Because I'm an heir son. Why they call you Steelcatcher? I'm from the Steel Warband. Back in the Farrar, our primes used to beat us with a rod to toughen us up. Till one day, it didn't. I'll drink to that. Bottoms up.
All right, as we advance our green bar, that's going to happen intermittently. We get little snippets of drunk Bram hanging out with Ryland, but we get important lore from that, and the lore we just gathered was Ryland is Ritlock's son, and in fact what we'll learn soon, and one might already surmise, even if one hadn't played this several years ago, Ritlock and Krisha's son, right? We'll go ahead and get that out there. I don't think we're spoiling anything. It's not revealed in a particular way to where we need to be too worked up about it. What's the next event that's taking place? Show me where the next event will be. Alright. Doomlore's next. We'll start gradually making our way up there. See if we can find any other events along the way. So probably, for YouTube purposes, I'm probably going to have to, like, edit this one a little bit. Because it's probably going to take a while to fill that green bar. Look at this, super cool. I love this map. I never don't love this map. And we need to make sure we capture, like, the concert, because that is something that we don't want to miss. So I'm a big fan of the map currency for this map, the hatched chili peppers, because, and note like their appearance, that they are little green chilies. Got like interesting background dialogue there from Banger off in the distance. Um, so being from New Mexico, these hatched chilies, I think are like I am really confident are meant to be hatch green chilies, which are well known export from the state of New Mexico, and in my opinion, like the best green chilies money can buy. They're actually, I think, they're like a hybrid or some kind of, I don't want to say like engineered. That sounds a bit, but they're not like a naturally occurring strain of chili. They're you know yeah, there's some sort of hybridization or something. But they are fantastic, and they do come exclusively or mostly exclusively from New Mexico. And I think that's what these are, and I like it. There you go. There's my story. I have nothing more to say on the matter. This is not a map where there's like crazy extensive use for the map currency. There are some fun things, including a T-shirt style, uh, like chest skin that you can acquire. Um, I think it's a fun skin in its own way. You can pair it. There are like some particularly like medium pants that you can pair it with pretty well to create like the effect of um, kind of a blue jeans and t-shirt type thing. Or it's not a t-shirt, it's like a 3/4 sleeve. Um, but having said that, like I don't actually use it on any of my characters, like even on my main account. It's kind of jarring compared, in a world of fantasy for someone to be like walk around in a t-shirt. I don't know that it should be. I mean, do people in fantasy worlds not wear t-shirts from time to time? I don't know, but just saying. But when you have, oh, did we miss the Derby? Well, I was like wandering around talking, trying to find events. The Derby's so good. It's one of those events like the sniper one where the
All shiny.
the mechanics and stuff going on there are just super cool, and we don't really get them anywhere else in the game, and it's a shame that we don't, because like we should. We should be getting close to the shrine event though here pretty soon.
Look, I admire Taimi as much as the next Asura. Her academic record is spotless, but she's missing the bigger picture. For the first time in ever, we have access to a friendly elder dragon.
Don't look that friendly. Breathing fire all over stuff.
Exactly. We could weaponize it. Bend its magic to our will, make it do our bidding.
You think?
I know. I should talk to Gorik. Gorik will understand.
Researcher Dwid. Researcher Dwid has nothing to say. Pretty soon we're going to have to head back up for the shrine event. It's a shame we didn't find anything else along the way. So it's not like I'm just completely random walking around harvesting, Yes, because I barely touched Icebrood Saga during the 0-0 playthrough, there was really no need to. Icebrood Saga, if there's one weakness about Icebrood Saga, or the most glaring weakness, and my biggest concern about the upcoming, 2023 like mini expansion thing, the oh, what the? The masteries in Icebrood Saga are not good. They're really not. There are a couple that are like interesting. Electromagnetic Pulse is in its own way kind of game changing because of what it's done for like break bars and stuff. But on the whole, not good masteries in Icebrood Saga. Really poor. And I'm concerned that that's where more we're gonna get a lot more of that with the mini expansion thing, because the mini expansion concept doesn't necessarily like leave the door open, in my opinion, for like well developed masteries. Sounds like Doomlord's about to start. I think it starts somewhere over here, doesn't it? I think so. So yeah, during 0 to 0, there was just no reason to do almost any Icebrood Saga content. Uh, why? Why would we? As much fun as this map was, if the premise of 0 to 0 was get the stuff that's like really like needed for fun, engaging gameplay, then this wouldn't be where we would want to be in terms of masteries. Has it not started yet, or did we miss the? Here, let's run up ahead. I think it hasn't quite started yet. I think that was like our little 5-minute warning or something. But just in case we're missing it, since I'm not smart enough to figure it out, we'll kind of. In fact, you know what else would come in handy? Having this waypoint, in case we get killed, or in case we feel like we need to head over here for something. What? No. Why would you put an NPC right on top of a harvesting node? Guess we should grab this. Yeah, so we don't have like the return to achievements for this map at all, or for anything in Icebrood Saga. Now, this being a story playthrough, like I'm not gonna prioritize that, and in fact, the only reason I'm doing it now is because I'm waiting for events to advance our green bar. But yeah, we will stumble across some of it. We will get some of it just by virtue of, man, we do not need that. Just by virtue of playing through the maps and whatnot. Here's another one of those guides. Let's check the guide real quick. I think Doomlord's going to start in like 3 minutes. Alright, see, it's actually got the Doomlord. Oh, wait, is that it? Yeah, that's it right there. Alright, cool. It's a really good sky scale skin. Really super good one. My daughter's got it. I should have got it for myself when I got it for her. I think it's probably one of the best mount skins they have in the entire game, to be honest.
Devourers, form up!
Oh no, Devourers! Alright, we're gonna get a second wave? Or we just, yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
You'll be doing that one for days.
Takes a nasty spirit to flush devourers from their nests.
This guy sounds like Bram's voice actor too. Huh. Interesting. I do assume that they recycle voice actors for a number of different roles. Like, it would make sense in terms of getting their money's worth. You know, if you bring someone in for a day of voice acting into whatever, you know, like a recording studio or whatever, then you'd probably, knowing that, you know, because this game is really, really, really good about having a lot of voice acting throughout the game, various NPCs, main characters, you know, story, open world, all kinds of stuff. So if you have a solid plan for that, in terms of like, hey, we know we're going to need these 2 open world NPCs to be, to have these lines, and we're going to need this story stuff to happen, and then you can kind of divvy that out among like various voice actors and say, okay, in addition to Bram, if you could be like this Char who feels X, Y, and Z about 1, 2, 3, then you'd be more likely to get your money's worth, right? So I think probably they do a bit of that. If I had to guess, and that's what I'm doing, I'm guessing. I don't actually have to guess. Nobody's making me, but I'm guessing just saying.
And less alive. Must be on the right track.
Must be. Is Doomlore Shrine something from the first game? I suddenly feel like maybe it is. I think it's from Eye of the North. Like I very much suddenly, hey man, I'm just in a whole mess of AoEs. There we go. I think it's from something in Eye of the North.
Almost there. Hope this works.
Me too.
It's always a good sign when an NPC says, "Wait, what?" Oh, what do we get that for?
My Lady Marakai is merciful.
Oh, good for us.
Surrendering your end will be swift, painless, more than your kind deserves.
Great. A necromancer ghost with a grudge.
What's that deal with Ridlock and Crazy? Well, she's my dad, so...
Alright, so there we get the knowledge about Krisha and Ritlock being Ryland's parents. Tiny little bit of dialogue there, thanks to the green bar advancing slightly from that last event.
The spell's working. Our ancestors stopped her before. Do it again.
So now the interesting thing here that's kind of doesn't mean much of anything about anything, but of note, Icebrood Saga had its own mastery tracks. I've mentioned that, the masteries a couple times. So whereas, because we're waiting until after our story playthrough to do the roller beetle, we weren't gaining any mastery or any experience even when we were doing Pathfire stuff. We're no longer in Pathfire maps. We're no longer getting Pathfire experience. So now we're getting Icebrood Saga stuff. We're getting experience again. It is contributing towards our lots of worms. It is contributing towards our mastery tracks. So I'm not sure what we're actually working on right now because we're in combat. I can't check. I assume it's something on the track that actually comes later with Drizzlewood because that was the last thing we got, which was EMP.
Your pelts will make a splendid coat for my lady.
Weird, but okay. Oh right, Char. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's something that he would say to Char, I guess. All right, more progress. Maybe we'll get some more dialogue.
The war's over, Spirit.
War is never over. War is eternal. Enemy soldiers have trespassed here before. The story is always the same. So is its end.
Blood, iron, ash. Trust me.
All right, Shaman. One charm!
All right, so that was a Flame Legion shaman calling for the other legion. That would be like a bit of a stretch, right? Historically, for a long time, that has not been something that was happening where the Char had that kind of trust in each other. Oh, I mistimed that horribly. Been a hot minute since I've done this event. And dodge too late that time. Just about there, though. Alright, good times. Big advance on our green bar.
Hatred consumed her. She's gone.
Thank you, Shaman. Thank you.
Important. Family. Once you choose. You don't have to be Erson Brand. Be Crystal Smasher. Be Tooth Splitter. You heard about that? Everybody heard about that.
Alright, some more good dialogue there. And it is actually important towards the story. Like, everything that we're hearing there contributes to the story, so we don't really want to miss any of it. But it's also, again, the significant improvement from Season 3, Pathfire Season 4, where there was like this very gradual improvement from Season 3, Pathfire Season 4. Like, each step of the way along that path, there was very slight improvement from the low point of Season 3. But it was very slight, and many of the same stupid things were taking place over and over. We get a significant improvement in Icebrood Saga, and we're getting it right now, where we get this dialogue that is natural. It's not like weird, out of place, dumb dialogue. We get some fairly natural, logical dialogue that contributes to our understanding of the story without it feeling like, let's just have some random person, say things that are dialogue-y, that doesn't... I forget what we do. We throw it in the forge, don't we? I think so. I think we also have to pump the... Oh, whoops. 1, 3, 5, 3... Ah, I got kicked off of it by a Devourer. Oh yeah, there's an achievement for that too. I forgot. Do we want that achievement? Maybe we do. We'll try again here in a second. I'd actually forgotten what that whole thing was about. Let's see if we can do it now. Easy. What kicked me off? Or did I just push the wrong thing? Oh, yeah, that's what happens if you click the wrong one. I shouldn't be bad at this. Why am I bad at this?
Another personal victory.
There we go. We got our achievement. Alright, let's get off of it then. So we can finish the event. Man, why are we getting... Oh, did that other person leave? What? No, they're standing right there. Oh, or maybe they're getting the achievement too.
I could outrun a centaur.
Alright, green bar is slowly getting there.
Time to do some real damage.
We're gonna have to hurry though to make this event. the heat level back up real quick.
They'll have to hit much harder.
I really need this event for my green bar.
Feel the time to do some real damage. I'll break you down.
Alright, looks like we'll get it.
Time to do some real damage. I'll break you down. Feel the fury.
Alright, good times.
All the metals prepped and ready for forging.
Took a hot minute
Shake
though.
the hand.
Let's see what else. It'd be great if they do the derby soon. I would love to catch the derby. Man, that did not advance our green bar that much in the grand scheme of things. So this map does not have a meta event. It essentially has the 4 meta events, the ones that appear up here. So we've actually already seen 2 of them. We caught one of them right at the very end, which was the effigy. We've done Doomlord's Shrine. The next one's going to be the whatchamacallit, the like arena or whatever. Ooze Pit. Yeah, Ooze Pit's next. Probably got a few more minutes though before we get to that. If we can find anything else going on. You know, I'm running around on Skyscale. This map does not require Skyscale. In fact, this map is actually a pretty decent one for Roller Beetle. Let's see, there is an event that happens up here sometimes. Champion Ghost Mage on Mentor Attack. Let's do it. So this Champion Ghost Mage, this is one of like 5 champions that appear on the map. Killing all 5 will give you a mastery point. It's actually a mastery I don't have on my main account, which is causing me a lot of angst. I wish I was on my main account right now. Mastery points are harder to get in Icebrood Saga, in my opinion, than any other type of content, or any of the other releases that have their own mastery lines. And I think it's because they genuinely thought that players were going to get way more into strike missions than they actually did. Turns out that even though strike missions are, yes, 100%, they are easier than raids, at least most of them. I've done a number of strikes. I don't do them often. It's just not my type of content. And I guess that's what they learned. Is it's not a question of, oh, he took his tag down. I bet you he's already done. Yep. Well, bummer, man. I'd actually be more upset if I was on my main account, which needs it a lot more. But to come back to the point, I think it turns out, and I don't think this would be a surprise to a lot of players. I think somehow it did surprise arenanet. Participation in some content is not necessarily a question of making it quote-unquote more accessible. I do think more people participate in strikes and raids. I do think strikes are more accessible. I think strikes are a good thing. I'm glad they added them to the game. But I think they thought... Yeah, I think we already heard that banger. I think they thought that like most everyone was going to be doing strike missions. And that is not the case. That has not turned out to be true. There's still a big chunk of players. And there are a number of reasons that it happens. But I think the best way to boil that down to the simplest terms possible is while oh, did the derby happen again? Oh my gosh, what a buzzkill. Um, while strikes are more accessible in raids, at the end of the day, they share enough common attributes. They're similar in enough ways that the things that turn players off of raids are going to turn players off of strike missions. Period. I don't. Oh, look, the targets are up. Can we get there in time? We're failing to get to where we need to be for like a whole bunch of event. 25 seconds. Okay, here we go. We got another event. We'll do this one.
Time to do some real.
I'll break you down.
This is Casimir training with these cubs, by the way, in case you were curious why Casimir was like trying to murder a whole bunch of cubs. Could just be that Casimir's gone like crazy. That would actually be like hugely gratifying.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Oh, is there only one cub remaining? What? Did we get here too late to succeed at this mission? I don't remember how this one works exactly. Do we have to defend this one cub? Like, keep it from dying? How are you doing, buddy?
Time to do some real damage.
So Casimir really is out here just, like, killing these cubs? Casimir. It's grossly unacceptable.
You did this all on your own.
Alright, we did it.
You helped.
Go team.
How would you like to show those other cubs what a real warband looks like?
With what? More illusions?
A patrol around the area. A real patrol. Only the strongest char need apply.
Sunk beneath the ice. Just me, a guild, wind howling in our ears. I thought the spirits were laughing at me. I was so angry. Where are they now? Your guild? Oh no. Albrecht. Silverpeak.
I was afraid that was going to happen. I cut off Bram's dialogue. I wanted to join Casimir for this event. So Bram is when Bram was battling Jormag, or was intent on battling Jormag, and
Your parents fought them. Now it's your turn.
and then the actions of Balthazar caused Jormag to recede. Like, Bram was actively pursuing Jormag at that point in time. And that's what he's describing there to Ryland. And there's the question, Ryland's asked the question, well, what happened to that whole guild? Because essentially Bram had his own guild during that time. And so that's what Bram's kind of sharing with us. And it's the concept of guild, or rather, you know, the concept of camaraderie, is important for as we go forward in Icebrood Saga. So the conversation is, as all those conversations pop up, is relevant to the Icebrood Saga storyline. Let's go, Casimir. I want to get this done before, if we can get this done, then I can do Ooze Pit. Heck. And then do we just hang out for another...
As well-meaning as Aurene. Zaitan's minions showed no mercy. Neither should you.
Time to do some real damage.
I got distracted. I'm wondering if we should just hang on and do the concert as well, because the concert is such a fun, crazy, like stupid but really entertaining thing. One of the better things that they did, not from like a immersive world type thing, but from a fun, and it doesn't have to, like, with everything else they've done in the world of Tyria, like, the concert should not be perceived as particularly immersion breaking, in my opinion. I think if you do perceive it that way, I mean, like, fine, you're certainly entitled to whatever, but that seems like a little bit weird to me, because You know, again, like timing's basically on Instagram, so why are we so hung up at that concert, right? But it's a fun event. It's kind of just goofy and crazy and good for kicks. As is kind of the whole map. I mean, like I said before, the map just has this great feeling of like a festival and fun stuff going on, and yeah, there's a little bit of craziness with drunk char and violence and stuff, but it's all like good stuff.
Time to do some real damage. They'll have to hit much harder.
Annoying.
Feel the fury.
I wonder how much time I got before Ooze Pit. So Ooze Pit, if there's of these 4 like pseudo meta events on this map, if there's one that kind of requires like enough players participating to succeed, I would argue that it's probably Ooze Pit. I think Ooze Pit is a little bit more dependent on people, on a large group of people, than most of the other on this map. You know, like, I mean, how many people did we really have in Doom Lord? I guess to a degree, what you call it, the effigy. I guess to a degree, effigy also needs at least a handful of folks. Alright, we should be just about done here, right, Kaz? We just about done? We just did Kralkatorok. We've gone through each of the 3 Elder Dragons. What's left? The 3 that we've defeated so far, I mean.
You've defeated every foe the Char have ever fought. But you need to be ready for what the future still holds.
Ah, yeah, look at that. Good call, Casimir. Good call. I approve of your training of these young Char. These poor cubs. She said she was taking them on a patrol, but she's still just using illusions. So much for their confidence, right? Cute little boogers, too. Let's see here. Vitus. Acius. Creon. What's this? Kaya? Kaya and Nydia?
Behind me, now! This is something. That devourer is flesh and blood. I don't control it. We're the warband!
Good job, Cubs.
Just one more confirmation of how great I am.
The other ones. What?
You did.
But how?
Let's get you back to the Farrar. Your Primus will be missing you.
Bloop. Back through the portal. Alright. That should have us real close. Where do I want to be? We should be close to Ooze Pit. Also, our green bar should be close. So, there's like no one here.
All 3 regions. Be careful.
So I am not optimistic about Oozpit succeeding. Given, alright, so we got... There's 2 of us in this particular section. So there's 3 sections, so simply having, like, 2 of us in this section isn't necessarily really, you know, doesn't mean anything because... You know, I don't know what's going on in the other 2 sections. Maybe nothing.
Feel the fury.
Alright, we got a 3rd person. Please go to the other circle. Thank you, bro. I wonder what the other 2...
They'll have to hit much harder. Time to do some real damage. Still standing. Barely. We heal as one.
Alright, so none of the others have completed any trials yet. This group, which is what? Which?
Hurry up! Ash and Iron are closing in. Don't blow this for me.
Okay, if Ash and Iron are closing in, then presumably we're Blood. We're about to find out here. Capture point 3 is about to be complete. Oh, alright, there we go.
Feel the fury.
Step into the wells and charge your attacks. Each toxin breaks down a specific ooze. Don't lose control of the regions or the wells shut down.
Clear the air.
I saw a dude was downed over there, but I'll have to... There we go.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Ooze absorbs magic from the soil and is acting strange.
Wither.
Alright, our side here is done. Unfortunately, no idea what's going on in the middle. 0 of 2, 0 of 2, so it's not, it ain't happening. Can we get out of here? We'll have to waypoint out. Because our green bar is done. And with Oozpit very clearly not going to succeed, we're going to bounce on it. Feel bad for those other 2. And I'm not being flippant about that, like I genuinely do. So remember the mastery point
This menu's
in Crystal Oasis?
I'm never gonna get this food prepped in time without a... Hey, you look great. So, here's the deal. Lots of hungry char, not a lot of time to cook. I see an ingredient, just toss it over. Might need it chopped or grilled, too. Just pay attention, you'll do fine.
I'm sure I will. I'll do fine.
Yeah, that'll do the trick. Chopped up to bits.
1 apple, chopped up to bits. You know who this guy talks like? There's chopping board. This guy talks like Bullet on Paradise PD.
I need some shark meat. Stuff cost me a fortune. Just toss it over whole, would you?
You literally are at the shark meat yourself, buddy.
Okay, I need to add the vegetables now so they're cooked in time with everything else. Give it a quick sear on the grill.
So yes, this is the exact same as that mastery point, like one of the first ones that you tend to do in Crystal Oasis, like the City of Amnoon. The difference here is the added.
Big salmon's just what this crowd needs. Coals are hot. Let's do it. And make sure you chop it off.
The difference here is you also have like the chopper board and the grill over here, so that there's like some additional work that you might potentially have to do.
This needs a crunch.
Where's Cactus?
Yeah, definitely Cactus. Grill it up for me. Gotta get those sear marks.
And I like this much better as an event. Like somehow I don't know what the difference is. Surely it's like a psychological thing. Whereas I don't
That'll do the trick. Chopped up to bits.
I don't necessarily enjoy it as a mastery point. I do like it as an event. Like I enjoy coming over here and doing this.
My mentor learned a great recipe for Shiver Peak salmon in Thunderhead Keep. Let's get that going. Chop that sucker up good.
Chop that sucker up good. And there are some achievements associated with this too. I don't recall what they are. Maybe before all said and done on this event, maybe we will get it. I don't
Needs a
know.
touch of sweetness that I can't add myself. Toss me the honey, would you?
So he does, as a result of how the event works, he will occasionally say, like, chop up the honey.
A bit of cactus should be perfect right now. Give it a quick sear on the grill.
Which is a weird thing, you know. Chop up the honey, sear the flour, which I guess you could sear flour. I think that'd be weird. I think that would make it bitter.
Some shark meat. Stuff cost me a fortune. Give it a quick sear on the grill.
But I suppose you could do it. I don't know how you would chop up honey again. I don't know. Maybe could you? I guess. Like chefs do some wild things. No, please don't run off. No, you jerk. Oh, you are the worst, man. I don't even remember what it was now. Was it shark meat or salmon? We're gonna fail on that one.
This needs something exotic. Coconut. Definitely coconut. Good idea. Just toss it over whole, would you?
Again, second time. This time though, we can recover. It's all right there.
Shark cubs love coconut. Who'da guessed?
Oh, 100. We got a ways to go.
Brought a bunch. Give it a quick sear on the grill.
I wonder if I have that achievement on my main account. That is a worthwhile question. I will. I should check. Maybe later on this evening, if I get bored, I'll help this guy make a bunch of food. I think I do though.
Now just need to add some chicken stock and reduce. Toss some over here. You know, an apple would be perfect for this. Knew a char who couldn't get enough of them. Memories. Grill it up for me. Gotta get those sear marks.
So he's talking about Tybalt there, by the way. I think most players would probably catch that he's talking about Tybalt, but yeah.
I've done all I can. Time for the big guns. Get me the secret sauce.
Really like this guy's enthusiasm too. It's a lot of fun.
Magnifique. Nice work, chef. We make a pretty good team. Ever want a career change, just let me know.
All right. So I think it took us a long time to fill our green bar.
Nobody forced you to come. You could have stayed with them, gotten your own punches in.
I'm a soldier, not a bully. But I'm also not a snitch.
Yes, the age-old question of to snitch or not to snitch. Yeah, so it took us a long time to get our green bar together. That's fine. You know, it is what it is. But I think this is where we're gonna pack it up today. Fortunately for us, with that green bar done, the rest of the story for this release, what's it? The prologue for Icebrood Saga, Bound by Blood, like it doesn't take a lot of time, so we'll be able to finish it in one more episode. So we're gonna go ahead, wrap it up here today. Where's a good spot to, you know what? Why not right here, where the whole shebang happened? Good a spot as any. I assume these folks behind us are probably waiting on the next Derby, which is a super cool event. It's a shame we didn't catch it today. Maybe we'll catch it next time. Also, what did we not catch today? We missed out on our opportunity to do the Dragonfall meta, but we'll circle around that at some point too. So we have entered Icebrood Saga in terms of the storyline and the releases. And how does that get started? Well, with the death of Kralkatorrik, the Char are down for a celebration. So we've come here to what's called Grothmar Valley to celebrate, which is 100%. I asked the question: is Doomlore Shrine part of something in the first game? Yes, Grothmar Valley was a playable area in the Eye of the North expansion of the first Guild Wars. So we're returning to more Guild Wars 1 stuff here, but rather than just root it in Guild Wars 1 storytelling, which would be super annoying, instead they give us like a bunch of really fun, interesting new stuff in this festival to celebrate the death of Kralkatorrik. And this is just a really fun story chapter and a really great map. I like this one a lot. And in general, I like Icebrood Saga storytelling quite a bit. So when we come back, we'll get to know Bangar better, Ryland better, Krisha better, find out more about their relationship with Ritlock, because we learned that Ritlock and Krisha are Ryland's parents, so we got a bit of that backstory. But there's a lot more that's going to happen. It's going to set the table for some pretty significant stuff going forward. Icebrood Saga is sort of sneaky in that it seems to be a story about nothing and ends up really moving us forward rapidly in terms of the overall Guild Wars 2 story. So we'll tackle a bit more of that when we come back next time. That may be a minute, though. Long weekend's over, and I got a week of work ahead of me, so I will catch up with you when I can, and I hope you have a good week. Thank you.